Picture two highly capable people. They share a life, a home, and genuine care for one another. Yet, standing in the same room, they feel miles apart, disconnected, unheard, and completely overwhelmed by the tension between them. While love remains the primary motivator, the everyday pressures of work, financial stress, and family responsibilities often collapse the relational systems holding a couple together. This means the fights they have over the dishes, the budget, or the schedule aren't the actual problem. Those daily arguments are merely symptoms. What you are witnessing is a mechanical failure happening in real time. The mechanisms they use to communicate, process stress, and support one another have broken down. To repair the relationship, we have to stop analyzing the specific words thrown around in the heat of the moment. We need to look underneath those arguments and diagnose the destructive communication engine driving them, a cycle known as the negative loop. The negative loop is a predictable 7-step cycle of communication breakdown. It acts as a trap that couples fall into whenever tension rises, turning simple conversations into emotional battlegrounds. Let's examine how this trap snaps shut. It begins with one partner expressing hurt. Instantly, the other defends their actions. The first person feels unheard. Tension spikes. Historical grievances are weaponized. The system collapses. Both feel attacked, and emotional disconnection grows wider. Which raises a crucial question. Why does an honest expression of vulnerability or hurt immediately trigger a wall of defensiveness instead of empathy? The answer lies in translation. The couple is speaking two completely different emotional languages. Without realizing it, their good intentions are being mistranslated into demands, criticism, or pressure. To see this translation gap, let's look at the diverging emotional realities. On one side is his perspective. He views his hard work, creation, and role as a provider as direct expressions of love. He has a deep need for appreciation and partnership. When his intense efforts to build a life for his family go unnoticed, he experiences that directly as rejection. Now look at the right side of the page to see her reality. She is carrying a massive mental and emotional load. Her primary needs are entirely different. She requires peace, simplicity, and a space free of additional demands. Because she is already stretched to her absolute limit, any new information or request from him feels like a heavy burden. It leaves her feeling lonely and unsupported in her own home. Both partners are desperately asking for love. They are just asking for it in ways the other is currently incapable of receiving. This brings us to a vital truth about relationship strain.
The surface-level arguments, the ones about schedules, chores, or work habits, always sit on top of deeper, unspoken emotions like loneliness, exhaustion, and the fear of losing the family. If those deeper emotional layers are never named out loud, the defense mechanisms of the negative loop take over. The couple will be forced to repeat the exact same argument, disguised in different forms, endlessly. Breaking out of this trap requires a complete shift in objective. Couples have to stop asking the destructive question, who is right, and instead ask, what is needed right now for us to heal? The old 7-step cycle has to be actively overwritten. Defensiveness must be replaced with a deliberate sequence, pausing, listening, reflecting back what was said, validating the emotion, clarifying the need, and agreeing on a single next step. To make that new pattern stick, this framework introduces the reflective listening template. By forcing a partner to reflect, validate, clarify, and confirm what they just heard, it physically prevents them from interrupting or trying to fix the problem too early. But communication tactics aren't enough if the system is exhausted. Structural boundaries are also required. This plan implements a strict rule: no major relationship arguments after 8 p.m., ensuring that sleep and nervous system regulation take priority over late-night escalation. These structural, protective boundaries create a baseline of emotional safety, ensuring communication remains constructive even when triggers arise. With safety established, connection can be rebuilt. The realignment principle defines quality time as shared presence without performance, a state where proximity is prioritized over productivity. When pressure inevitably returns, the couple relies on a mutual safety valve, the pause phrase. When flooded by emotion, either person can say, "We are not solving this well right now,"
allowing them to step away and return when calmer, without it feeling like a rejection. The goal of doing this conscious relationship work is not to achieve an impossible standard of perfection. Friction and disagreements will always occur. A successful relationship is built on alignment. It's treating each other as partners rather than opponents, and designing a resilient system that finally allows both emotional languages to be spoken, heard, and understood.